What's going on, everybody? It's your friend Will. We're back. This is the Memory Lapse. And happy Pro Tour to you all. In honor of the Pro Tour, in honor of the rumors swirling, well, that's inaccurate. This deck is not at all based on any Pro Tour rumors. The most interesting rumor, the most intriguing rumor I'm hearing right now is a ramp deck that involves Tatiova and Bone Dragon, or whatever that card is called that comes back from the graveyard. But that remains to be seen because as of this recording, the Pro Tour has not started yet. But in honor of it, we are going to be playing what looks to be an interesting deck. Taking a break from Black-Green, I hope you all enjoyed that series. We have a new take on Red-White, or I guess this one is more of a Jeskai, Splashing Blue, mid-range deck that is much more anti-aggro, and I've even tuned it more to be anti-aggro for best of one. You can see here, we've got Vanguard, which synergizes well with Deafening Clarion. Lava Coils to help us beat the X4s in the format that matter, and to permanently remove things like Arc-like Phoenix. History of Benalia, because it's technically supposed to be one of the best cards in Standard right now. Ionize as a counterspell. Settle the Wreckage, more removal, help us beat a random Carnage Tyrant. And also, it's not the type of card that players tend to play around, I think, from out of this style of deck, so it's just nice to have a couple. Aurelia, Karn, Lyra, Teferi, and then a couple oddballs here. Chamber Sentry. And to max out on the value of Chamber Sentry, we're playing one Temple Garden and one Watery Grave. So we have all 5 colors covered. Yeah, green, black, blue, red, white. So in theory, if we draw those oddball duels, we could be casting this for 5, and this is the poor folks Walking Ballista. We'll see. I've never played with this card. See if it's the real deal or not. Then some Banefires just to burn them out, just to get them. And Banefire, I guess, can also function as like a more expensive Lava Coil number 4 and 5. But let's just jump into Constructed Event with this deck and see where it takes us. Really, really excited to see what the pros are bringing. I would love to see some new interesting decks in the format. I'm hoping that they don't involve a bunch of cards that I don't own. If they do, we might have to think about cashing in some of this gold to get some more wild cards and craft some stuff. So here we go. This is a nice keep. We can play Chamber Sentry for 2 on turn 2 into History. And then into Aurelia if we want to shock ourselves, which we probably will want to do. Let me read this card again. Okay, yeah, so let's just play this as a nice bear. So, based on their opening, I'm guessing that they're Esper. They could just be 2-color blue-black control. They kept on top. Alright. No white yet out of them. Chamber Sentry. If this eats like a Moment's Craving, Fungal Infection, this is fine. I think we're like a favorite to resolve History here, unless they have Syncopate. The only 4-mana card that not even Karn really punishes us here. I don't think so. There's not much we want to ionize this turn. Cool. So, I don't want to jam into this open mana. I think it's too likely that we're going to get countered. So let's play a land tapped. If they go for something big here like Doom Whisperer, we can counter it and then slam a Karn or Aurelia. Ritual of Soot. That's worth countering. So I think against this deck, since they could have more Rituals of Soot and stuff, we're just going to go ahead and resolve Karn here. The draw engine, I think, is going to be great for us over the long game. Assuming this game goes long, which it may not. Let's play the land they gave us. They're down to 8, so the 2 main deck Banefire are looking pretty sweet from here on out. Though they are in black, so they have ways to gain life, and there's one of them, Rastus Contempt. But that should open... Yep, so this opens the window for us to get Aurelia down. And if they have things like main deck Cast Down, that's not going to be an answer to Aurelia. They're down to 1 card in hand. 2 cards. After the Discovery resolves, so they put a land in the graveyard. Alright, let's get Aurelia. And I think we can play Vanguard here, because if they have another Soot, we can just Indestructible the Vanguard. Alright, feeling pretty good about our spot here. Opponents at 4. We have a fairly robust board. Yeah, Cast Down and Scoop. Alright, not a bad first showing for the deck. Thank you for the 50 gold. We broke the 50k mark. That's 50 packs of the next Ravnica expansion in the bank. Feels good. What do you think, Ichi? Ichi had his dinner, and he is, like, ready to pass out, even though it's only 7 o'clock. Oh, nope, 8 o'clock. Alright, let's see. We have one of our oddball lands here. And it punishes us a little bit because we can't cast his Lava Coil. But I think we can keep this. Chamber Sentry might actually be nice against this deck. We can just keep poking for 1 with it. Yeah, play this turn. Huh. Interesting. I would have assumed it would have auto-tapped there. So they have a counterspell here, and they opt not to use it. Trickster. So they didn't have a counterspell. Or maybe they did, and they just opt not to use it, and they also had Trickster. Okay. We're fine taking 3 here, and we'll move to kill the Storm Tamer at the end of their turn. Yep. Removing the Storm Tamer is good because it lets us play Settle the Wreckage. Ooh. So the question is, do we play Ionize here? Or do we hold for Ionize, or we just try to play Karn? I'm inclined to just play Karn. It's most likely going to get countered, but I want to get the counter out of their hand for Lyra, and I also want to present like an opportunity for them to just go nuts and resolve stuff here, so that they don't keep up mana for Lyra next turn. Blink. All right, so we get our activation. They'll likely give us the land here. And the turn. All right, so they're opting on their turn, which is good. Clarion. Alright, just try to get Karn down again. Maybe they have a counterspell this time. They do. Alright, so we'll go ahead and play our Watery Grave tapped. We're kind of getting, we're playing this matchup on easy mode because they don't have their obsession. So they're not actually outdrawing us. And on top of that, they're... Oh. Huh. Well, they could just be on a more Merfolk-centric build of Mono Blue. Alright. So Lyra up. And we even have the mana left to poke the Silvergill here. Blink of an eye. Chamber Sentry, thank you for your service. So if they have a counter of any kind here, no, they just forgot that Chamber Sentry could do that, I guess. I'm not sure why they didn't just put it on the Trickster. Alright, and they're letting us resolve our Lyra here. Resolve Lyra. No need to Lava Coil this yet. We want to save this for a Jhin. A little short on red. We can't Lava Coil and Ionize or Clarion and Ionize. I feel like if we get one decent crack in here with the Lyra, we're going to be okay. And we do. Alright, they counter that. That's fine. We're going to shock here since we're gaining 5 a turn. We want to have access to Ionize. It's honestly probably appropriate to try to counter this, as they can't get back in the game if they don't draw. Switch retort. You got it. Oh, now this will draw the Lava Coil from us next turn. We'll save the other one for a bigger creature, because the Trickster doesn't really matter to us. Alright, and they scoop it up. Chamber Sentry, not terrible there. 2 on a Chamber Sentry ended up killing 2 creatures. And held back that Merfolk Trickster 1 time. I like that this deck actually can rebuy the Chamber Sentries late game. If you draw those singletons. That's kind of funny. In before 5-color Chamber Sentry becomes a thing with the next set and all the duels. On the draw, if we find another white source, this hand is nuts. If we find any other land, we have Clarion. So I'm kind of inclined to keep it. Not good. But we have 2 more turns. 2 more draws. There we go. So they play like a Chain Whirler here. Oh. Well, I think we have a pretty easy Clarion. We even have Aurelia here. As a big creature that can survive Clarion and let us do some big lifelink swings with going with both modes here. Those types of plays can be pretty effective against red deck, and this is like I mean, red deck is already fairly budget, and this looks like it's a super duper budget version. Runaway Steamy. Ooh, this is like nice. You can put the counters on the guy, but I guess the way this game is shaping up, we don't need to play the Chamber Sentry yet. We'll just play our best card. Happily block here. All right. We're going to strike down a token. Oh. Huh? Okay. Okay, that makes more sense. I don't know why they delayed it like that. Ooh, oh, Flame of Keld, damn. Alright, that's not as spicy as them removing it for like a goblin or of some kind. Oh. I guess I'll just play Aurelia. I was giving some thought to playing Teferi and minusing the Flame of Keld, but there's still too many top decks where they can kill the Teferi. Like, they just need a shock or a haste creature. Or a Chain Whirler would have done it because Teferi would have been at 1. But this year we get to gain some life off the Clarion. And we'll block here because this this token will die to the Clarion anyways. Don't want to block here because if they have something else, it'll be super awkward. They have another spell. If they have a deal 3, they have a deal 3. They get to answer Aurelia, but we get their creatures off the board. Oh, we don't. Shit. Because their Steamkin grows. Awkward. Then I guess we just Banefire the Steamkin here. With that sequence, it would have been better to just play the Lyra and not get greedy and play the Sweeper. Which honestly was the sequence I should have arrived at that because we played around that exact card last turn by not blocking with the Aurelia and throwing away the token. It's funny how things change. Alright, they're empty-handed. They would need to top deck Lava Coil here. To go Lava Coil plus Firebrand. I don't like how they're mousing over the creature here. Alright, so they have a shock or something. But we have to block, right? Because if we don't, we go to 1, they kill us. This way, at least we gain 5 life in the process. Oh, they have a second Firebrand? Yep. Well, at least we get 3 cards and 5 life out of it. And, yeah. Now we start drawing. We have 9 life and a prayer and a draw engine. And a Deafening Clarion too, just to clean up any shit that comes down. We can make a 3-powered Chamber Sentry next turn. So they don't have Pyromantic Pilgrim or anything to punish us. Alright, just a G2 Lavamancer. We can handle that. It's probably going to go to face. If this goes to the Planeswalker, it means they probably don't have Banefire in their deck. It's going to face, so now we have to think that they might have Banefire. Cool. This is a nice answer here. What? Oh, wow. Okay. So if you need to manually tap the lands for that. Or else it's not necessarily going to give you the colors that you want. That sucks. That's kind of a blowout. That makes me a little sad. All right, the play we're going to look for here is not even going to attack with the Chamber Sentry. I think we're just going to look to gain a bunch of life next turn with the Clarion. And hope they don't draw a Chain Whirler. Oops. We gain 6/7 here. We have Teferi going off next turn. Oh, did I do this wrong? Fuck. We exposed ourselves to them having a deal 3 there. I thought it for a second. I thought that Vanguard was only pay 3 life, and that I was like, okay, we'll go to 4. They can't do instant speed 4 damage. And luckily, I wasn't punished. But it wasn't worth doing because we had the game locked up with Teferi Ultimate. Not that Teferi Ultimate's like that insane against red deck, but it keeps them off Banefire anyways. So that's 3. Let's try for 1 more. Alright, well this one we have to mulligan. Oh boy. Our opponent's going to be very confused. We probably can't keep this on the play, right? We get to scry, so I guess we have to keep. But those sentries are going to be lit. Our opponent's on 6, so they thinking of going to 5. They kept. Okay. It's another mono red deck. Well, our mulligan's not very good against a mono red deck here, unless we rip straight land and get to Lyra. There's a start. We need a red land off the top so we can try to remove something next turn. Alright, so we're going to take 2, 4, 5. The least. Potentially more. What? Oh, are they really that afraid of Seal Away, huh? We found our red source. So mana efficiency wise, using the Banefire makes the most sense. Just to get the Steamkin off the board, we'll just do it for 3. We did it for 3 in case they had a shock or something and they could grow it. That's a nice one. That's right, Deafening Clarion. After the Sulfur Falls, Temple Garden, Watery Grave start. They're down to 1 card. If we draw land, Lyra will close this game out for us. Lyra's a big liability, but because of the green-black decks, but if they don't have it... We just pay and go for it, right? If they have like runner, burn here, fine. If they have Banefire for 4, they don't. Okay. Alright, this we can beat. We can beat this. We're gonna go to 9. Oh boy, hold on. Do we have the dream? We do have the dream. Our opponent's gonna concede to this on the spot. Green, black, blue, red, white. All 5 colors of the American flag. God bless you. Achievement. There should be a big achievement like that just comes down from the screen here. That's like you cast a 5/5 Chamber Sentry on turn 5. The turn or on turn 6. The turn after you cast a Lyra. Muchos Rulos is not happy over here because we are breaking all the rules right now. We just give them the cards, right? We're just going to keep climbing in life total. We had them on a 2-turn clock. Oh, really? They drew a 2 and a 3. That's okay. We have Ionize for their next play. What's the wording on this? Alright, so risk factor would deal the damage to me, so I have to just give them the cards here. Oh. Oh, I could have countered it. That was my mistake. I probably just should have countered it. This one will counter because it's going to deal 5 to us. It actually also puts them at dead to Aurelia next turn. No, actually we're 1 short. Shuckaroo. This is happening. 7/5 Chamber Sentry. Says stopping our upkeep so we can kill him with Chamber Sentry. They almost have a huge Banefire here. Risk factor. Alright, this time I'm going to take damage. That's right. I ran the numbers. Well, that one somehow worked out. They had a pretty slow draw. Just a bunch of 1/2s and never got bigger. Cleaned them up. Played some bombs. Well, that was like a pretty nice 4-win run there. So I'm feeling okay. I'm not convinced this deck is like insanely good, but card quality wise, obviously it plays a bunch of big expensive cards, high in rarity. So unsurprising that in best of 1, when you're playing against a lot of budget decks, you're going to get there more often than not. But yeah, worth playing some more. We'll be back, of course, in the next video with the final few games, finishing out this run. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are as excited for the Pro Tour as I am. I think by the time this drops, actually, it'll be like the last day of the Pro Tour on Sunday. So hopefully you've been enjoying your weekend watching it. And let's see if any team broke the format. And if you enjoy these videos, even a fraction as much as you enjoy watching the pros play, please consider subscribing to the channel, leaving a comment, dropping a like. All that is appreciated. Thank you all, and we'll be back again soon with the next video.